said last time. But anyway, ladies and gerbils, geraniums, germs, whatever, Gentiles, welcome to the show. Thanks very much for joining us. I don't know why I can't say joining. I'm gonna hand it off to D here in a second. Go for it, D. Take it away.
What's going on, everybody, and Gentiles? This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and more to be here. If not, you have to leave. Back to you, Fumi.
Perfect timing. I had to frantically change accounts, and I am back. Welcome, ladies and germs. Like I said, thank you very much for joining us. The show is for educational and entertainment purposes. If I could stop kicking jars under my feet here. Yes, I am storing a jar there, a couple jars. That's kind of a dumb place for them. I should probably find a better place, but hey, that is the place they are right now. In the meantime, ladies and germs, if I could finally get the chat going. There we go. I finally had the chat. I think Crime War goes is first in the chat. Cheers, Crime War. Good to see you. Congratulations on the first. Look at that. Iseni's in the house. Let me pop out the chat here. Welcome, folks, to High Noon Safety Meeting. I don't know why I said it that weirdly, but I did, so deal with it. Here we go. Pip Jam in the house. What's going on, Pip Jam? Welcome. What does MBF stand for? I always forget what that stands for. I've probably asked him 50 fucking times. Uh, Bad motherfucker, probably, but for dyslexics, maybe. But in the meantime, exactly, it's fucker bad mother. So how would a dyslexic say that? But anyway, ladies and germs, welcome to the show. Like I said, I'm going to post the link here in just a second. You guys are welcome to join the show. Uh, these conversational shows are, I don't know, it's kind of funny to think that. Um, I don't think I was one of the first. I don't think I was the first, but I think I was one of the first of this style of show. But now there's a billion of them, and maybe the market is just simply oversaturated. Whatever it is, I can tell you that I've felt a little bit unfulfilled by these shows. So I'm looking to make a little bit of a change and stuff. But in the meantime, I don't want to steal this from everybody because I know that people like to have these sessions and stuff. So looking for ideas from the audience very much. Looking for contributions potentially from the audience. I might bring back the whole fun tender idea that we basically didn't have a chance to execute it all back in the summer, I guess it was. What else? Yeah, looking for any kind of opportunities that you guys have. I honestly am probably going to spend a lot more time. I have all the equipment, as you guys can see, to do a lot more in-person interviews. And I was just like, man, I would prefer to do that probably. It removes some of the variables basically from the whole situation. 99% of my problems on this show and this show, I guess, is all my channels, I suppose, because it's kind of ship-athesias kind of shit. But in the meantime, my shows has been, frankly, from kind of the permissiveness, that my permissiveness in the audience, and it's ended up causing me a lot of problems. I guess we'll just leave it at that. So I realized that if nothing else, taking a little bit more control over things will probably, if not be more successful, at least be more fulfilling, perhaps. So we'll try it. I'll try it rather. I don't know why I keep saying we. It's not like I'm a fucking royal. But in the meantime, cheers, Benny Ben. Good to see you. Cheers, everyone in the chat. Cheers, Robert and Jula. What's going on, Robert? I need to pin that link so that it doesn't go away permanently. I mean, it wouldn't go permanently, but there it is. Ladies and germs, you are welcome to join us. Rules are fairly simple on this show. I've always been honestly too permissive, frankly. I don't know why more people don't take advantage. It's one of the few places on the internet that you really just have to show up, pretty much. Just don't be an asshole. That's all it is. Just show up if you disagree with us, if you don't grow like us. If you don't grow, it doesn't really matter. If you have questions, hop on here. That's pretty much the one commandment right there. D is on it. Ladies and germs, just don't be a douchebag.
Yeah, Bingus.
Bingus in the house. What's up, Bingus? Cheers, buddy.
Bingus the house.
Bingus certainly is not going to show his dick, ladies and gentlemen. Be like Bingus, honestly. But in the meantime, that should be like a t-shirt. Be like Bingus. And people be like, what's a Bingus? That'd be a great entree to conversation. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, not a Bingus, the Bingus. And they'd be like, oh, what? Ladies and germs, do hop on and join us. We frankly love to converse with folks. We love to conversate, as some of my friends have said in the past. Join us, folks, to join the conversation or something. I don't know what that word would be then. But in the meantime, do join us, folks. Show off your garden, show off your grow, show off your pack of seeds that you just got. I don't know, whatever you want to talk about, do join us and discuss those things. We talk about a wide variety of things, so don't feel restricted perhaps to a particular herb that you might enjoy in one way or another. And of course, do remember, speaking of that particular herb, we don't sell anything illegal on this show. Very much a deep fuck you to the people who've reported the show endlessly for years. I really hope that they end up basically sitting on a spike and dying that way. Frankly, it's really something else. Like, I hope that Vlad the Impaler comes back to life just for those fucking people. Honestly, maybe he's on vacation from the underworld. That's kind of a weird story. Vlad the Impaler comes back to life and he's coming for you. Anyway, if you're a troll, I hope he is. So in the meantime, here's Captain 420 right here. Show got dark. Holy
Right
shit!
on.
Holy shit! But in the meantime, ladies and germs,
Oh, wow, it's
did you know
morning.
that Vlad the Impaler was a real guy? Whether or not he was a vampire, somewhat doubtful. Let's be perfectly honest. Real guy
Ah,
though, real guy. Yeah, a prince, maybe even I believe a king of Romania. Anyway, don't want to mess with him. Honestly, don't want to mess with him. In the meantime, though, ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of you who are not trolls and shitheels, welcome. You guys are welcome to join us in the chat. You're welcome to join the conversation, even in chat, too. If you guys are unaware, sometimes people are unaware that there is actually a live YouTube chat. These are the names we're shouting out. Cheers, by the way, Christophe, bonsoir. He's got the evening time over there in France. Why did I say it that weirdly? I said it in like all European light. He's got the European time. No, it's European time or it's nighttime over there. Mateo's in the house. He's saying saludos to Mateo. Old school's in the house. He's saying cheers, amigos. Cheers, amigos. Cheers, amigo. What's going on, old school? What's going on, my friend? Kot's in the house. A new name. I don't think I recognize that one. Welcome, Kot's.
hmm.
Or KOTS. I don't know how it's pronounced. But in the meantime, welcome, folks. Like I was saying earlier, if you guys are new, oh, Firefly UK, welcome. If you guys are new to the show, hit the link, join us. That's all it really takes. The password is 420. It should auto-complete there. It should be already posted, but if it isn't, you can always just add the password 420. It's pretty much always the password for this show. I think I've only changed it once or twice for private meetings, but literally like twice in all the years we've done this. So, and that was not a regular like show. So it's always 420, ladies and gentlemen, makes it easy. If you've ever been on the show before, you don't even have to hit the link. If for some reason you can't see the chat or something else, just go through your Zoom window. Sometimes Zoom is a butt and just basically updates and erases all your previous meetings. Maybe that's a security feature. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. I find it happening fairly regularly. Just happened just the other day, actually, with this computer. Actually, hadn't used it for Zoom for a long time, and it updated, and basically I lost all my meetings. It was kind of stupid. I had them, and then it updated, and I lost them all. It's pretty fucking infuriating. But in the meantime, if it did that to you, nothing I can do about that. Sorry, folks. But in the meantime, if it has not done that to you, if you've recently been on a meeting or in a meeting with us, you can just go back and it'll say Fuminor's private meeting, and that's basically just scroll through. You probably have, I don't know, your work meetings, the meeting you go with your mom, whatever else. If I'm trying to make fun of people, I shouldn't make fun of people in the show here. In the meantime, whatever your meetings are, ladies and gentlemen, just scroll through. Fuminor's private meeting, boom, click that one. It should join the meeting right away. And like I said, even if you're not wearing pants, just don't show off your wiener. Just have a tabletop over your wiener area. That would be preferable. If you don't have a wiener area, I'm not really sure how we'll deal with that situation,
Ask
but
me about my wiener.
presumably the same rules apply. I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe it's a Buffalo Bill situation in Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye,
Exactly.
horses.
But in the meantime, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. Join us, folks, and we'll have a great time. Speak of the devil, D, what's going on, my friend? Welcome.
That's not my name.
Buffalo Bill,
No, it's Turp Ferguson.
Turp
Ha
Ferguson, or Turd
ha.
Ferguson. There it is.
Funny name.
Nice,
Haha.
nice. Good to meet you.
Not much. I'm just hanging out. Hello to everybody in chat. Hello to everybody lurking, doing some work, doing some gardening, maybe smoking a couple of bowls or a joint. Laces out, Codis. That's right.
Hodis.
Anyways,
Right on.
I'm smoking on cherry kush, uh, mochi, and I always forget the last one, but another one. And some hash.
Nice.
Uh, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at D_zombie_. And also, if you don't would like, I do live shows if I can talk ever right. And you can add me on YouTube at DZombie_745. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe and the bell button for this channel as well as Subaru's other channels to get notification when we go live here. Hope everybody has a great day. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, D. Good to meet you. Or good to see you. Captain 420, what's in the house? By the way, Captain, as D said, are you aware that I have two new channels that everyone should subscribe to? This is a perfect leading question because you probably are aware, but I'm basically asking, as if you don't know, Fumes of Gold and Dank Culture Collective. Did you know, Captain 420?
Actually, Fumi, I think I was number 36 on one and in the first five or six on the other one
So Captain
for
420 knows.
subscription.
Join Captain 420 and many of the other very savvy subscribers of Dank Culture Collective and Fumes of Gold. Tell me that's not an amazing sales pitch, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, you can't resist that. You've got to go subscribe to those channels. The reason why we have all those channels is not narcissism, I promise you. At least I think. I guess a narcissist would probably say that too. But in the meantime, it's because honestly, the show just keeps getting fucking hammered by goddamn trolls that just will not let up. Oh, I could make fun of them, but I guess there's no point really. In the meantime, their lives speak for themselves. But folks, this channel was on a strike for a while. My big channel basically is still kind of on a strike because even though I could technically broadcast on it now, anything that happens to it, even a warning, will tip it into complete deletion, basically. Literally deletion from the entire internet and all the videos and everything else completely gone. Yeah, literally thrown in the garbage. So that's a fucked up kind of thing. Anyway, so trying to wait on that one on the main channel, so to speak. And if this one gets taken down again, basically the other two channels are the backups. Seriously debating, by the way, doing the so-called main shows on this channel and then cutting basically after about an hour, hour and a half, and then going to one of the other channels to do the after party. I think that would be probably first of all safer as far as risk basically to spread the risk of the reports and shit around, but also I think it will help grow those channels a little bit more. So yeah, I probably should have been doing that all this time. I should have probably had the main show on Fuminer and the Flavors and then done the after party on this channel and on and on and on. But anyway, I guess D, what do you think about that idea? You're nodding your head yes.
Sounds good. That
All
sounds like
right.
a party.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds
Captain,
fancy.
have we actually, I interrupted you, D, sorry. Oh, never mind. Captain, I think I didn't have a chance, or I just kind of led you. You're like, oh, did you know about my channel? By the way, welcome.
Yes. Thank you for having me this morning.
Welcome.
I'm trying to warm up a little bit. It got kind of nippy.
Ooh.
Better than getting icily nipply or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I have shit on my sweater.
Oh, it
Can
was
you
getting
tell that
that
this is
way.
my
That's why I
favorite
got
sweater?
up.
Probably tell that's my favorite sweater. You can always tell someone's favorite clothing because they have like the most wear on the cuffs and stains on them and stuff. Just for some reason, people like certain things most. Anyway, J5's in the house. What's up, J5? Good to see you. Welcome. Ladies and germs. Yeah, hop on. Welcome to the show. What were we going to discuss? I was going to discuss a couple things yesterday, and then we just got, I don't know, we were just talking about random shit, I guess. Can't remember. Pardon me. By the way, don't forget to like the video, ladies and gentlemen. I just looked and saw that I had liked my own video. I don't feel that's inappropriate, is it? It's like voting for yourself. If you don't
Nope.
vote for yourself, who would you freaking expect to vote for you? Let me see here. I think I had a couple of saved Reddit articles. Oh, you know what? No, I was going to talk about, I do have a couple of saved Reddit articles, but I was going to talk about some other stuff that we have. Not that, but this. Sorry, I'm doing a couple things at a time. We've talked about it a couple times, but only really in passing. And I was hoping to have a little bit more discussions about this subject. It seemed extremely interesting. Anyway, before I get to that, Saw a couple really interesting articles on Reddit recently. Cannabis may enhance empathy and brain connectivity. That was from neurosciencenews.com. Let's see here. Where was another one from the other day? It was, well, unfortunately, sometimes people delete these articles. There we go. Marijuana meets criteria for classification as lower risk drug, FDA scientific review finds. Marijuana is currently classified as Schedule 1, reserved for the most dangerous controlled substances, including heroin and LSD. That was from 11 days ago. So the FDA basically has been doing this study that, of course, all of us know weed is not as harmful as, I don't know, honestly, LSD is not as harmful as heroin. But still, everyone basically from our side of the freaking tracks, I guess, understood where that freaking study has to end up if it's not a farce. Anyway, I guess that's the first step towards some kind of reclassification or legalization. That's interesting news, certainly. I wonder what people's thoughts are on that. Let me think. I think I saw another study. Oh, yeah, just something else from 15 days ago that we haven't talked about yet. Study finds most cancer survivors who use marijuana reported great degree of symptomatic improvement. This is something that a lot of weed people in our community have said. Let me open up these different articles so we can actually talk about them a little bit. There it is. Oh, we're getting Bingus. Sorry about Bingus. Let's see there. Let me get D as a co-host. Go. What's up, Bingus?
What's up, guys?
Cheers.
Cheers.
You a co-host as well. So if anybody else hops on here, we can see these folks.
Just finishing up my lunch here. Thought I'd join you for a few.
What do we have for lunch?
Tuna fish, man. I take tuna fish, I throw in raisins and cheddar cheese, and I devour it. It's good. High protein.
Not a bad lunch.
That's all right. Turd Ferguson, you're muted, my friend.
I'm just saying, you had me right up there to the raisins, and then you lost me.
It's that sweet and sour. I also use ranch dressing and organic ranch dressing too. It's not your standard tuna fish. It's kind of a high-end tuna. I buy tuna on Amazon that is like non-polluted. It's very overpriced. But dude, our food system is a bit polluted.
Really?
Yeah. Just saying. I do my best.
Tuna.
Yeah, dude.
Back in the States, I eat a lot of tuna fish sandwiches, but I can't get the little sweet pickles here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's one part of the sweet pickle juice is part of the mix for me. That sweet and sour part.
Thanks.
And I don't get that here in Thailand. So
Well,
I'm actually kind of hungry for a tuna fish sandwich now. Damn it.
You can't get enough dongs together to make them change that.
You need a whole field of dongs. You need the assembly of dongs.
Ding dong.
A convention of dongs. That's what you need. Is there dong inflation? We were talking about that. There's apparently a 200% inflation in Argentina. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine having to round up 200% more dongs every single day? Marijuana meets criteria for reclassification as lower risk drug. FDA scientific review finds. This is from what is this? WBAL TV news station from what? I can't even remember where that is. Yes, look at that. They're talking about Baltimore a lot, so it's probably that. This is by Matt Mayeli, I think is the name, copy editor. Marijuana has a lower potential for abuse than other drugs that are subject to the same restrictions, with scientific support for its use as a medical treatment. Researchers from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said in document.
Oh, we just lost Fumi.
Gosh, geez, in the middle of a broadcast, too. I was getting into that. Dang it.
It's that Comcast again.
Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of
Cheers,
good
everybody
things.
in chat.
A lot of good things happening in the
Yeah.
cannabis world, though, that's for sure.
Oh, here, I'll show this. Well, Freeman away. Now you got me interested in that. Looking that up, Bingus.
What?
If this thing will work.
Raisins and tuna fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it takes the place of
Unpolluted
the
tuna.
pickles that Captain was like.
Anyway, I'm just fucking around.
You have to get they're I don't know they have
Oh,
a brand that I
that
have, but
hold on.
there is a brand you can get that's supposed to be a little cleaner than your average tuna.
But
Kind of
Yeah.
like the salmon.
Yeah, like the salmon.
I can go for some salmon right now. Salmon sandwich.
Oh yeah, that
Sounds damn good.
I don't know. It must be in the air because I don't always have that yearning for tuna.
Mm.
I'm not really a fish guy, to be honest, even though I did
No.
own a seafood market. It's that's why I'm not a fish guy, is because I used to own a seafood market.
I love
Might-
sardines in the can too. They're good.
Oh man.
Scallops.
The biggest seller we had was the raw oysters that I used to get out of the Puget Sound. People would line up.
Nice.
Sell out of them immediately. What's up, bud?
Organics and Chad says he had salmon last night.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I hope it was pink set.
Oh, I know who that is now. I think I know who KOTS is.
That was as light as I could make it, Captain. But
What's
I'm
going
glad
on,
you
bud?
appreciate it, but the subtleties. Bud's got a
Is Bud out doing his chores for the day?
smoke here. Smoke.
The signing's
Well, I don't
going
know what we're going to smoke on. It was something on my tray.
right
I don't
on.
remember what it was. It's green. It's sticky.
oh, I can't remember the damn name now.
Sticky icky.
Ooh wee. Oh, now the party's started. Here comes ice. That'd be pretty
Hey,
funny
I
if
seen it.
I see knife.
I'm gonna have to
So
get into
Fumi's all froze up here.
yeah. Good thing he made co-host, or else the show would be kaput.
Yeah. Everybody's eating except Bud. Bud's smoking a joint.
I'm not eating right now.
And got one right here.
I want to get Mrs. D to take me to the store later so I get a sandwich. That freaking sounds good. Oh, what? Look what Dice has got. I seen you. Oh, we got pizza in the fridge. I'm gonna
Oh my goodness. That looks like a very nice lunch, dinner, meal, period.
nice.
It's just everyone was talking about food. I was waiting for my food to be delivered. I've got to come and jump on. This is from a kebab, what we call kebab shop over here. Yeah, they're on the end of everyone's road. They're like little street,
Double
style
fisted.
restaurants. They sell everything.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. Oregon, 12:36 p.m. Weather has actually warmed up here in Oregon. We are now at 52 degrees from 12 degrees last week at this time.
Right on.
A little swing, a little bit of a swing.
I think we broke Fumi.
Ah, dang it.
Control Delete.
Well, there goes the I can't be broken claim.
Hey,
Oh,
what's
wait,
going on?
wait, now he's
The
on
sound
screen.
went off, but now can you hear me?
There he
Yeah.
is. Hey,
Yeah, but what's up with the video?
I do. Uncover it.
It's uncovered. What the hell?
The best. Oh, there it is.
What is going on with my computer and shit today?
Jeez.
It's weird.
We
All
got
right.
some
Anyway,
gremlins.
did you guys hear me saying any of that article, or was that just all silent?
About halfway through, you went out.
Yeah.
No fucking shit.
We all got
Oh,
bombed
God.
and started smoking weed.
Oh, that's so annoying. All right, well, what is going on with this shit? Is it the computer or is it my? Oh no, I can't possibly. It could be both. That's so weird. I have a what do you call it? A mixer recorder basically that I'm mixing the microphone through and mixing it through the computer. Used to work just fine, but now for some reason there's something wrong with it.
Mixed some extra fumes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll have to fix it somehow. Pretty annoying. Welcome, gentlemen. You guys have probably introduced yourselves already by now, but in the meantime, welcome. If you haven't introduced yourselves, I guess now's your
Yeah.
chance. I don't know.
Bud, Ice. Ice is eating. Bud, what's going on, Bud?
Yeah, trimming a few buds. I was a little short on this one sack. I gotta get a little more ready.
Sure.
Doing your due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already did everything.
And with my move, I'm like, oh, I thought I put all the important things that are my things for my. No, I'm discombobulated. But luckily, I found my scissors. Yeah, it'll take me a while to get organized and yeah.
I do approve of this earlier time. Normally, I'm half asleep whilst I'm watching. Barely able.
Normally
to
you're
read
half
the chat.
asleep by now. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Funny how everyone's on a different time. What's going on? How's the burger? How's my internet just balls?
I'm actually eating a bit of chicken, burger, chips, garlic bread, chili dip.
I'm gonna reset my router. I don't think my internet's super terrible or something. I'll be back.
Muted. Okay. Yeah, it's really early there for Captain. 3:40 in the morning for Captain. So it's really early.
Yep. And I found out what this was. Whew, this was that Afghani.
Ah. Oh, right.
I've had to mute myself because I've been doing nothing but coughing up a lung.
Mm-hmm.
But at least my heater's starting to get my room warm.
Right on. Yeah, it sucks. You need to get yourself one of these vests next time you're in the States, Captain, from Amazon or something. One of these heated vests.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Well, when I go back in March, the room that I stay in doesn't have a heater. It's literally the third floor of a garage.
You say March, there's pretty serious rumors that the quintet is playing for Phil's birthday. Like Phil's birthday is March 18th. So, and it looks like it'll be in the Bay Area, but it might end up being out in New York at the Capitol. But that's, Warren, Jimmy, that lineup, the quintet, they call it.
Well, I will definitely, if I'm back in the States and I can get a ticket, I will definitely be there.
Well, don't worry about getting a ticket. We might have to pay for them, but we can get them.
Very nice. Yes, what's that?
As long as we can get them, that's all that
It's
matters.
I just harvested. I call it Frosty Knuckles. It's a S1 Bingo Smile Pheno, and it's a keeper. It's a potential keeper. I need to smoke it to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. And I like the colors. It flushed nice. It finished early.
That's a bonus.
It is. I like it. So that's my latest harvest. And you can get 10% discount at Blue Planet Nutrients if you use Bingus as a discount code. Just saying. Thank you. Oh, it's just me now, so you can. Where we go? There we go.
Yeah, let me Bingus.
Yeah, Compound had a hard time understanding why I wouldn't buy a hat from them, even though I thought their design was kind of cool and simple. Well, why don't you buy a hat? Well, no. Why don't you give me one and I'll advertise for you? I'm sorry. I'm
think
not
about
gonna
it.
I'm not gonna buy someone's merchandise to advertise for them. If they would like to give me one, I'll wear it and advertise for them, but I'm not going to spend my own money to buy their product to advertise for them.
Would this be a good time to share out fumaduro.com? Keep plug there.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I'll shout out Fumi. Fumi's helped me out with some.
Seamless plugging.
I think that's what it should be all about is the more you show gratitude, the more good shit comes back to you.
I hope Mr. Steve's not going to eat pizza.
I'm just grateful to be able to grow cannabis, to be honest. There's been several times in my life that I was restricted, and even then I managed to pull it out. But that's the good thing about a lot of us on this panel is we're able to do it. There was a time when that was not. Dude, I knew a guy that used to grow it in drawers. He had deep drawers in a file cabinet, and he had basically CFL lighting, and he had these small little individual buds that would pop up, and you'd sit there and here's another nug and another nug and another. I'm like, holy shit, he'd pull out an ounce out of a drawer, growing it in a deep drawer. I was like, fuck. Yeah, nobody'd guess. I'm like, fuck no, man, that's pretty cool. A lot of creative ways to hide it. Pretty interesting, really.
Yeah, I went as far as lining rooms with lead to hide it.
Yeah, they had it. No, dude, on that subject, they had a specific roofing insulation made by Solotex that had a carbon.
Roofer's lead.
Yeah, they had a carbon base filler that would stop the scan, and that's what I used to make my boxes. and they'd put them in because they'd go by neighborhoods, dude, especially if there was a smell, and they'd start looking for,
Heat signature.
Yeah, their infrared bullshit, right? And it was a pretty effective way to, and now that type of insulation, guess what? Illegal. You can't buy it anymore.
Nope.
Sons of bitches.
But also, what they were doing is now illegal.
True.
And has been for over 20 years because they ended up basically taking a video of a thermal image scan and they got the guy's grow room, but you could clearly see in the video him and his girlfriend getting it on in the back. All right.
Well,
there we go. Thank you.
It went pretty high up in the courts, but the smell of cannabis is no longer probable cause. Like, I think in federal, or maybe it's just in California, but other states maybe too, which is a kind of a big thing because they used to just use that as like, oh, it's whether you had weed, smelled like weed or not, they could just say that, and then that gave them the right to search. Now they can't use that as a probable cause, which is pretty big. That's a pretty big win legally for cannabis, that they can't use the smell of cannabis as probable cause for search warrant.
I'll still do it here. They'll take your door off if you open it. If they can smell it, they'll just come and use a red key on your door. No questions asked. And if they really want, to, like you said, they'll just be like, well, we could smell it anyway, even if there wasn't anything there or you had nothing. Just an excuse to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Use their force.
The opposition does not play fair.
No.
Period.
No.
For those of us that have gone through it all, no. They do not.
No, it woke me up, dude. It made me realize, wait a minute, what they taught me in school, I'm not sure if that's correct. Let me go see. 20 years later, I'm here to tell you, it's a bunch of fucking lies.
No, I mean, they're the dirtiest. Like two of my really good friend partners, they got busted. They had a good amount of money there. And yeah, that didn't end up in the report. That they basically took the money, like split it amongst cops. Like that's the game there. Oh, even if there's so much money, they'll report like a small amount of it, and then the rest of it
just like
vanishes.
the movies. Just like the movies.
Yeah.
They try they try. Sorry, Captain. Maybe
that's okay.
What they'll try and do here is they'll try and out you in the community as being a bad person. They'll label you as a farmer, even if you've only just got a couple of, they'll call you a farm, and then and advertise it, and there's all the implications that go along with that. They'll just assume you're one of these Albanian slave entrapment people that's forcing slave labor in their operations and whatnot. So that's the way that that works here. Is they'll try and get the community against you. So it's still considered taboo. Really, it's a shame the way they go about it. It's
still
like
kind of a taboo here. I can only imagine how much of a taboo it is there, and so how unsympathetic the grower becomes to the audience. Like you say, they're not saying, "Oh, he grew 4 ounces," because maybe they bust a medical grower and they literally have a plant that's like 4 or 5 or 6 ounces or a pound or something. That's literally medical use. For anyone who knows the fuck about anything about weed, they know that's literal medical use. Like even up to a couple 3 pounds could be serious serious medical use for somebody, because you don't know how often they grow. If they're growing in, outdoors and, in the sun, they literally will need 2 or 3 pounds to last them the whole year. That's not some kind of a strange exaggeration. But the police are going to weigh the soil and the fucking plant stems that no one would ever consume, even to eat in some way. Not even a horse would eat that shit. Bacteria might consume it in compost, but other than that, nobody. They'll weigh the pots. They'll weigh the fucking the tile floor, or the goddamn pots,
Bag too.
whatever.
They
Yeah.
estimate it.
Say
They
they can say, "Oh, you
estimate an
busted a
amount.
grower." Oh, did I just lose? Did I just lose internet again? My fucking internet. Anyway, yeah. You get
No,
the
we
point.
hear you.
Oh, right on.
I'll tell you a
Yeah.
funny story. The
Well,
the guy that basically arrested myself and my two oldest boys in our house, tried to steal our house, lived in our neighborhood, and he was pissed about that we were doing it right in his neighborhood. 10 years later, fast forward, my son's a professional poker player. He's facing this guy at a table, talking to him. Why did you fucking hit me so hard? And the DA, of course, which is a minuscule individual of what he used to be as a beginning DA and all this shit. Now he's just a shriveled up prune that's been divorced and has child support and, is an alcoholic and a fucking gambler, right? And he goes, well, you lived in my neighborhood and I wanted to set an example. And my son's response was, all in. And took him down. Actually, they became somewhat friends after that. The DA wanted my son to teach him how to play poker, because my son is very good at professional poker. But
he plays
poker,
Hold'em.
Oh yeah, all their poker games. But
Yeah.
that lifestyle will kill you unless you can get some big wins. And he finally walked away from it because it was so destructive to your life.
Yeah, no, it's degenerate. Like I did my share of gambling and poker.
Seems like an incredible grind. Yeah, like remember, it's got to be. It's a professional job, right? So you got to do it 8, 10 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, probably sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it becomes like sort of this crazy obsession where like your whole life is just fucking playing poker. It's weird. It's like gambling. It's addiction. You're addicted to the rush of it.
We had 2 tables in our house. We stopped dealing weed. We were just doing poker, and we cleaned out that whole neighborhood. And the way we got busted was we went back to the guys that we knew that had money that were selling weed, and took our guy's money who couldn't pay. He left 5 pounds of weed there and then reported us. And that's how we got fucking busted. I was like,
hey, even so many years ago when I was a regular at the casino, it was already like medical weed. When we talked last night about weed being like a perfume or cologne, yeah, I'd go in there after work and I'd reek so bad, right? There were a couple people that would complain to say something, but this is 15, 20 years ago. There's 2 or 3 of my patients. Oh, that's why like that. Me stinking like weed at the poker tables. What led to the.
Hey man, you got me.
To the conference. Yeah, yeah. Like, and there's definitely a lot of enough. People had money there. That's for sure.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, like as far as like back then, the people that went pro and got media attention, even if they were cool, would never they never admitted because it was like faux pas. Now, even at the top poker players, they're talking about taking mushrooms at tournaments and all the weed they smoke, and it's more open. But so many years ago, yeah, the same people now that are open about it were definitely not open about it.
No, it was kind of an underground thing. We had one strain. It was Senex. I think you guys might recall that one. I think it was forget the cross, but it was extremely popular. And that would everybody that would show up would be buying weed and gambling. And I mean, we were doing well until boom, So that's the thing. There's always a beginning and an ending, all right, and the ending was not too cool. And fortunately we had enough assets to cover ourselves, but we no longer own that beautiful house. It's worth probably over $1 million now, but that had to go to pay off the fucking cops, basically. It costs you money, man. You got to, Jake, my son asked the DA, he goes, how could I have gotten out of that? He goes, 100 grand. He just fucking flat out told him. He goes, well, how does that work? He goes, you just make a donation. I'm like, well, would we talk about it? He goes, sort of. I go, fuck. And he's telling me all this shit. I go, this is the crookedest fucking game in town.
Yeah, well, even
Yeah.
the way I understand how it goes is, yeah, detectives might pick up a case, but they got to get it approved by the watch commander, the higher ups. And what it really comes down to is what's in it for them. Like, is there asset forfeiture? Is there, are we gonna get cash? Are we getting anything? Oh no, he's a broke dick. Blah blah blah. And then, yeah, most likely they ain't gonna have time to they're not going to spend any money unless there's something they can recoup. That's how that game works.
Yep. Yeah. We had a nice house. The guy had told him that we had guns, that we had cocaine. We had nothing. We had the 5 pounds the guy left that was supposed to come back as collateral to pay his fucking debt.
Even like my years of prohibition, growing, yeah, that's why I've been a renter for fucking 30 years. I sort of have a regret that, oh man, I paid a lot of fucking rent, but I don't own shit. But back in that era, other friends of mine that got caught, that was some of the, wasn't the little bit of money they had to put up, or the time, which whatever is terrible. No, they would lose their house, they would lose their assets. And yeah, that's kind of the worst thing they can do to you, is take everything away from you.
Yeah.
So like Renner, I felt, because I knew friends, yeah, they got caught up. Yeah, they moved on their houses and shit, And even the one, yeah, that doesn't mean you still don't, like, they take the house away, but like it doesn't mean you don't owe the mortgage still or some shit. Like, you're still financially, like, they fuck you hard. Like, you end up having to go bankrupt and everything. It's not like, oh, I lost the house to them. Well, that's your problem. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't do real estate anymore, to be honest. It's a scam in and of itself.
Which now today, yeah, I guess that thread's a little lighter, especially California. I don't necessarily think they can. Well, I mean, look, really, it gets into it at a certain level. The real crime that they got you on is the tax stuff. I mean, that's the stuff that, yeah, has serious penalties. And
Yeah.
like even Al Capone, they couldn't get him on anything else, they got him on taxes. So all the worst gangsters or criminals in the history, most of them really went down when in the end, tax crimes.
I think we were also talking last night about the guys online that make all this big money. Well, you definitely better have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, because especially if you're making millions of dollars with the name of Cat Turd as your company, you're going to definitely have people looking at you, And if you're slightly out of line, boom, that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you. So I think again,
Well,
I'm of the opinion, don't look like a nail myself. I don't.
My mom was business manager, CPA for entertainment people, biggest firm in Hollywood. And yeah, it was extortion, basically, whether it was the guilds, the unions, or the IRS or the state. And you're talking about people that had accountants, so the books were all there, right? No, they get audited, and really it becomes a negotiation where they throw out a number. It's like a plea bargain, and you settle, right? Even though you have the books, but what will happen is, they'll start with that 1 year, and you show them those books, and they'll go, oh yeah, we need that last year and the year before. It becomes this can of worms, that to avoid the can of worms, just like a plea bargain, yeah, you just pay them off. You negotiate back and forth, and next thing you know, you're just giving them 30 grand. even though you have perfect books that there's no mistakes in, yeah, the you don't want to fuck with them, and they just use that power over people. And
it's we call it the
Except that the
feds, but
rich historically dramatically underpay in taxes. So I don't know if that story, like for middle class people, like I've been audited a couple times for no particular fucking reason. They just took a chunk out of my liver. But the rich famously just
oh yeah,
don't
no,
really
I
ever
mean
pay
that's
their
why you
fair
hire
share,
a person like
including
my
our former
mom is.
president and everybody.
Yeah, they knew all the way.
And that's the
Yeah,
thing. So the
but
settlement, it's like a plea bargain to basically avoid further punishment. That's really what it is. Because if you had flawless
yeah.
books, you don't give a shit if the IRS, like, welcome. Like the IRS, you don't pay them. Like literally the IRS guys, you don't pay fucking attorney's fees or anything for them. So if you want them to look through your books or something, if you had perfect books, you would just tell them, go, enjoy, have fun with the books. We'll bring donuts.
Well,
So you
sometimes they
basically
did.
plea bargain because you don't have perfect books and you hid some shit. That's basically how it
Next
works.
thing you know, you would have auditors in the conference room, usually a couple, like for days, if not weeks, just going through every fucking box of everything that you would have to pull out of storage, produce all the everything, and they would just go through it all. And yeah, yeah. But like I say, I remember hearing my mom in conversations and shit. Yeah, it was basically extortion racket. A lot of it wasn't necessarily the taxes and the it was what you call the guilds. Like if you're an actor, you're in SAG, a directors guild, the writers guild, all those. Yeah, you're supposed to pay pension and all this stuff, right? And yeah, they audit where it really doesn't make a lot of sense to cheat on that because that's like I don't know. But yeah, they just know that them threatening audits on shit, it's just easier to pay them their fucking money and get on with it. Like SAG, oh, they go after the big, a lot of these people are newly found stars, what all of a sudden have millions of dollars. And yeah, welcome to the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
yeah,
That's why you hire a business manager and an accountant, the whole thing. They handle all your shit.
you
A
got to
lot of
make sure
people
you trust them.
try to avoid that. And yeah,
there's the whole money game is not designed in a benevolent way. Period.
yeah, no, it's at this point, it's not, I don't even know why I feel this way, but I don't even feel like it's real. Money's real anymore.
Oh, it's not.
Like most of my life, had something, it seemed real, but somewhere in the last few years with whatever the stories are, the things that you see, and not just our country, the world, like even the one thing that the amount of debt that the world and people have, the world being the governments, the countries, and the individuals, far surpasses whatever they consider to be the wealth, the supply of money. Well, that's fundamentally like, wait, what do you mean? There's more debt than there is actual money? How's that even possible? Right? Beyond all the other things. And now it's just like a digital, like it's what's it back? Like even okay, Bitcoin is obviously digital, but like isn't the other money basically digital too? They don't have it back. There's no gold that backs it. There's not all that backs it is the
Perception.
country that's
Perception.
$33 trillion worth of debt, right?
That's
That
a
is more
perceived
than the actual money supply. So like, wow, something's funky here.
it's perception. It's a perceived value because we're
Yeah,
indoctrinated to believe that that's the truth when in essence it's not. The thing is if everybody stopped complying to the system that is basically designed to separate us, we'd all unite and it'd be over. But we're so programmed, generations of this shit, my friends. I mean, let's
yeah.
be
I mean, at
honest.
this point now, it is like it's so obvious that it's about the set, like making us disagree. Like,
Separatism.
yeah,
State.
like
Design everything that they do is designed to keep us separate. All right. And they're trying now, they're coming up with, there used to be a man and a woman. Now there's more to that. What? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, now there's more things to be separate about.
Yeah.
It's all about that.
Whole colouring of the law thing is,
yeah.
When they changed the law from us being men and women, because back in the day, that's all we were known as men and women. There was no different. Now there's human, and to be a human is a man. When you break the word down, it's a coloured man. Who is the colour of man, and they've done the same with the laws. Yeah, they just changed the words and the definitions and the meanings to take our rights and privileges away from us. And this is the fundamental of it all. Is we need to teach what we were our born rights, our natural born given rights. And the government
I'm not sure I'd like the conversation to continue in this particular vein, because I happen to know that there are some viewers of the show that are not necessarily male or female, because they've emailed me and they thanked, for the show for a welcoming place and stuff. And so I think that particular conversation is far more complex and convoluted than any of us fucking dudes on this show are going to do. So let's just veer into something else right now.
That's different. You were born a man or a woman. You'll die a man or a woman, regardless of what.
Regardless of that, Iseni, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else right now.
I'll drop it.
No, this show basically is a conversational. How do I say this? Whatever meeting place. I don't even know, a place to share ideas. And certainly I would like to be able to have a discussion like that, but I also know that none of us is going to be able to present any other conflicting side. So realistically, all we could ever do is just ape a discussion at this. It's kind of like the money supply argument. I was like, man, why are we talking about money? Because there's no economists on the panel here. Like, we're basically just aping. We're just like monkeys throwing shit at the wall, kind of. So I don't want to have discussions like that. I admit that I would like to be able to have discussions like that, but I also don't want to just throw shit at the wall. And so, for example, with something like trans rights, male versus female, that really steps into some human being's identity. And like I said, I know that there are people who watch the show that are not strictly what you would call male or female, and I would say that they're welcome to watch the fucking show, because again, this is a welcoming conversational show. If nothing else, I think you're on the show because I fucking welcomed you. I think you know that basically I try to make it welcome as possible for everybody. So I definitely don't want to make them feel, first of all, unwelcome, but also have a kind of a stupid discussion because we don't have, let's say, both or all sides represented. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, let's just talk about something else. So I don't do that very often because I would prefer to let discussions continue, but every once in a while it's time to step in. So what's chat talking about? Go ahead, D.
What's everybody smoking on? I'm gonna roll up some hash and some extra. Well, I got a snake.
Well, I've been smoking apple banana this morning.
Nice. I can't wait for mine
sounds good.
Started flowering, but one of these days I'm gonna start flowering. Look at this fucking monstrosity of a camera that Hasselblad just released. Anybody who follows cameras, by the way, if you ask how much it is, like, you don't even bother. Like, just don't even bother. You're gonna cry. Like, I looked at the price and I was just like, no fucking way. But anyway, I guess it's not that much. Like, if you are a professional photographer and stuff, it's not that expensive, honestly. But if you're just like someone who likes cameras or something, fuck off. That's too much money. Anyway, Hasselblad's modular 907X camera and 100 megapixel CFV 100C digital back revive vintage camera gear. Everybody's been assuming that Hasselblad was going to do this, but they weren't sure how long it would take, basically, because it takes a lot of investment. They've had some mini sensor backs, basically mini digital backs, but now they have basically, it's still not a full medium format back. You still have to get a phase one, which is like $40,000 to get one of those, but it's almost, you can see the sensor basically is almost, it's basically kind of that whole black area with the old medium format size. It's pretty close anyway. Definitely bigger than 35 millimeter, and you can flop it onto a Hasselblad. So any
That's
of
what
the people
she
who are
said.
lucky enough, nice. That's for the first time that's ever been said. Anyone who's lucky enough to have a Hasselblad, they've gone up like crazy in prices the last few years
Now,
because
is
film
there
photography's gone nuts.
the end result, the image, the picture, like no, like obviously better because this camera and
That's
their
arguable. I
technology?
mean, you're not going to take if you're a shitty photographer, you're just going to take very sharp, shitty photographs. So that's not going to change. What this does is it just basically opens up your opportunities. You can blow stuff up like crazy. You can get incredible color depth. So Hasselblad is really famous for the color gamut, basically. So instead of millions of colors, you have hundreds of millions of colors. Like, most people can't even tell. But it turns out that you can tell kind of subliminally when something is really blown up on a billboard or something. If it comes from a huge depth of information, you can kind of tell. I don't know how to describe it, but you can kind of tell. Like for example, with music, if music is compressed from a really good source, it still sounds reasonably good. Whereas if it's compressed from a shitty source, it doesn't sound good at all. Kind of, I guess that would be probably the best metaphor. Not only that,
Yeah,
but you
but like I'm still a guy that no, I can hear the difference in analog and digital and compressing. Yeah, for the average ear, but like I'm more of an audiophile. Oh no, even the best of that's still digital. Like there's
Hey
something
guys,
about
back to work.
acoustic
Back to work for
and
me. Have a nice day.
analog.
Have a good night, fingers today.
I mean, I assume with photography, there's still probably a thing where like the finer part of somebody knows the difference between a digital uh, format and I don't even know the name of like what would be considered film, I guess. Like, right? Like there's still, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just like
keep losing sound,
reminisce
by the way.
about,
I don't know when you guys last heard me, and I certainly didn't hear anything you guys were saying. This is really annoying. Anyway, sorry, we're back to
oh, I
what
hear
we're
you
saying.
the whole time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
right on.
mean, with audio, yeah, digital's kind of like, oh, it's wonderful format for certain things, but yeah, no, analog or like, yeah, something about the acoustics of that's, and once anything's compressed, which a lot of the digital formats are compressing, yeah, and then you're really limiting. Like Neil Young's big thing is that, like that, like even his website puts things on in full. Uh, yeah, he doesn't want any of his music that way, like
Oh shit.
MP3 or any of those formats, even though some of them have are pretty damn good. They're all the digital compresses it.
Some of that, I have to be honest, I think is just old man yells at clouds shit. I have to be frank. Like there
Could
is a
be.
difference between analog and digital, and there is some people can't tell the difference because some people, like uh, visualize it in food. Some people can't really tell the difference between some food. Like if you literally, if they close their eyes, they can't tell the difference between the fucking Salisbury steak and the goddamn potatoes, right? There are people like that, and some people probably in the audience are kind of nodding themselves. They're one of those
Well,
people. There's nothing wrong with that because everyone's
even
different.
as I just
Some people are like that with sound. Pardon?
moved, I have like totes, 5 totes. There's probably about 1,200 DATs, right, of live concerts that either I mastered some or copies of other people's. Um, that years ago we already pushed it all up onto hard drives and digitized it, so they're irrelevant. Like I could just probably like get rid of them. But oh no, I saved a spot in my container for these 5 totes of these DATs because oh yeah, that's digital audio tape, but that's like the full like yeah, it's not compressed. But once we moved it on to like well, that was like 10, 15 years ago when we moved it. If we did it today, there's much better technology than there was even 10 years ago as far as digital sound. But yeah,
That's it. I think
no,
one of the
some of
biggest differences these days is the sample rate
Uh-oh.
stuff and to be what 12 hertz
You're
to
lagging out.
120. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, but
Fuck
you're
this
lagging.
internet shit. I am right next to the fucking router. Whatever.
For me, it's give me the old
Go ahead.
Polaroid camera. And we went all max headroom.
Oh, it's so frustrating. It's really good internet here. It's apparently just this router. We have endless problems with it, but it's a several $100 router apparently. So we're not going to throw it in the trash anytime soon. But man, I got to do something about it because I am literally, yeah, I'm fucking 5 feet away from this piece of shit router. Oh my fucking God. Anyway. I was going to say that the difference between analog and digital sound, actually, it's subtle, and a lot of people can't tell the difference, but some people can. Analog, first of all, it used to be that the sample rate was basically continuous. So for like, records and shit for tape and stuff. It was basically always recording. Like there was literally the sample rate was nearly infinite, as opposed to digital that basically had a confined sample rate that oftentimes wasn't high enough for your brain. You couldn't tell, but your brain could kind of tell there was something wrong with it. Same thing with a video. When they shoot at 24 frames, you can see enough motion blur that basically your mind thinks it's real. But when they've shot it at like 60p, your mind, you can't even really tell any faster than that, but you can kind of see something is wrong. So a lot of the early digital TVs, the digital flat screen TVs, the Samsung 128K, they would just have a way too fast of a sample rate that felt wrong to you on a subliminal level. Analog doesn't really have that problem because it has this continuous and also scaling audio curve. So in other words, the gain is not digital. The gain is basically physical, basically, because it's just literally turning up the kind of the signal, basically. Am I fucking roboting again?
Tiny
Motherfucker.
bit. Well, one of the things I just
Oh,
noticed from my own experience with it is digital. There's not a lot you can do. Like your EQ is limited, where in an analog you can utilize an EQ to like really work it. Where digital, it seems there's less bandwidth there to now in a studio and the latest greatest technology. Well, yeah, they and a lot of it is even with the like what is the one format? A lot of it is the the what we consume. Like, oh, your TV and you get your TV through cable or satellite. Yeah, well, it's only at whatever bandwidth, and even though like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it very well, but like,
Yeah, because you
yeah.
lost me a little bit.
Well, I mean, we listen to stuff in like, well, fidelity, like especially with stereo. People don't even there isn't even a place to go buy stereo equipment anymore, right? Like that's not even a
oh,
thing.
that's not true. There's plenty of stereo stores. Portland has a few.
Yeah,
Probably
well, we
more
have
now
like
than they used to. There used to only be like Chelsea, Chelsea Audio Video, whatever the fuck it was called.
well, but most people don't
Something
really at
else.
home have an amp
A
and a
couple
preamp
fucking
and
dozen.
EQ and
No, they have.
relatively
Oh
good
yeah, they do. They have
speakers.
records and shit. They sell more records now than they ever have.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know about that,
that
but
is
people
to
have more
me,
record players.
considering like how many formats we've gone through, I would never have ever bet or guessed or thought that records would make a comeback, but somehow records have. We've completely eliminated CDs. They don't even make CD players anymore, right? um, we went through all these other formats, but oh no, there's vinyl's back, and yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I have I have a couple buddies, 2 or 3 buddies that all listen to vinyl. They all went back to, especially like even like Pantera, the metal bands, stuff like that. 'Cause they're huge into metal and punk. But yeah, they listen to on records. Crazy.
Yeah, it's records had come back, which who would have thought? Well,
What's
there
next?
were people. There were people that saved every record, have these collections that are this massive, and that records are back.
What's next? 8 tracks.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think any of the tape
No.
formats are coming back.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna jump off.
What's
Sorry,
that I
Hopefully
say?
you can hear me. Cheers, Yesenia.
I said I'm now going to jump off. Sorry to upset the conversation, but
Oh, no, you haven't upset the conversation. It's all right. Just, I don't know. I didn't like the way that was going. Every once in a while, I don't like the way the conversation is going, so we'll just change it. That's all. It's not, it's no big deal. It's no harm, no. We were basically just probably about to end the show anyway. I am having endless computer problems today. I don't understand what the issue is. I keep having internet problems. Now you guys are roboting, so I'm probably roboting as I'm talking. This is really ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. Good to see you though, Iseni, for sure. Welcome back anytime. Do you
Yeah.
guys want to continue the conversation? We could I could make one of you guys hosts or something. We can continue the conversation for sure. Or we can cut it. It's up to you guys, sort of.
No, I gotta get. Yeah, I'm down for that. I gotta get some shit done.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
But it was always good chatting with
Ladies and germs, I
everyone.
guess that was a pretty good high noon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good chat. Bud, you want to go
Yeah.
first?
And we'll see you on Saturday, D,
Go for
on
it,
the
buddy.
takeover.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everyone have a good week. See you next time.
Amen. Cheers, buddy.
Later, bud.
Navigator. Who wants
I'll
to go
jump back
next?
Piss and puff, everyone.
Go for it.
Have a good rest of the week. Catch you on the next one.
Amen.
Later, right?
Later. Have a good one. We're all jealous of that freaking late night burger.
Yeah.
God damn it. Kevin 420, what's go for it.
Well, thanks for having a safety meeting, and like Bud says, we'll see y'all Sunday morning.
Yeah, man.
Peace out.
Cheers, buddy. Well, for you.
Later, Cap.
Wait, what? Funeral changes time again? Holy shit! Oh no.
Oh God.
Later, Kevin.
Hand the normal
Go for it, D. Go for it. I mean, Turd Ferguson. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope everybody has a great week. Check me out Saturday. I will be doing a takeover. Also, don't forget to add, subscribe, and like. Hit the bell on my channel, dzombie_745. Cheers to everybody in the chat. Cheers to all the lurkers and having a puff, smoking a joint, doing some work. And very much thank you to Fumador if he's still there. I can't see if he's moving or not. But thanks to him for putting all this shit together all the time. We all do appreciate you,
Welcome.
man.
Welcome. Thanks, D. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. And apparently my internet connection is unstable. I've been getting that notice over and over and over and over and over again. It's absolutely freaking infuriating because I'm pretty sure the internet itself is fine, but the router is now an absolute bag of balls. This is really something else. So anyway, I guess if you didn't have problems, you wouldn't know you were alive. Isn't that right? Ladies and germs, cheers, Chasmanian Devil. Good to see you. Poor Pizza Dave's in the house. What's going on, buddy? CTC's in the house. Jones is hanging. Who else here? Of course, DGC Jeff was in the house. Dead Fish Fan was hanging. What's going on? Al Telescope Your Anus. Always good for a smile there. Who else here? We said hello to Ganja Lion a while ago. Welcome, everybody. Anyway, if I've missed you, hopefully you guys will say hello next time. We'll say hello to you too. Cheers, Couch. Good to see you as well. So as D always says, lurkers, non-lurkers, everybody, cheers and thanks for hanging. So by the way, I was curious, every once in a while, we get the munchies and start to wonder. So I was curious of people's favorite snacks. So I basically gave people 4 options. 24 of you voted. The rest of you were off basically filling your pie hole with aforementioned snacks and couldn't be bothered to vote. I can't blame you. You probably had some good stuff. Only 16% of you said cake, pie, candy, or yo mama. good, probably. You guys are health addicts, perhaps. Well, not so fast because the winters are not that good. A solid 20% of you, fruits and veggies or some nuts. Good fifth of you are probably bodybuilders. A pizza pie, that's amore. 25% of you, about a quarter of you basically are yeah, you have a soft spot for the freaking pepperoni. Kind of like your mama. And of course, 37% of you like chips, nachos, tortilla chips, etc. Can't blame you. That stuff's pretty yummy as well. Anyway, ladies and germs, good choices. One of these days, I'll probably ask again about favorite cheese because I feel like that's a little bit different. Max, they are for stoners. Although, what was I going to say? Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you let me know. I whatever. It's been an adventurous time in my life, and so I've been wondering about making big changes and everything else. If you guys are wondering about why I've been so weird, but in the meantime, yeah, I don't know. I still have the seeds, still have a lot of strains that I could continue and probably should continue, honestly, because I put in so much work on it. So if you are interested in testing, let me know. Humidor@chronic.table.com. Obviously, I would never sell anything. Of course, you'd be foolish to ask me. So hard to
Party.
their lives. Yeah, I guess I should leave them alone because honestly, their lives are in germs. The rest of you, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for enjoying the show. Do please remember that we have two new channels now that you guys should subscribe to because it seems like an inevitability that there's going to be another. Oh, look at all that weed. There's going to be another strike probably on this channel before long. And the big channel is not live yet, basically, because honestly, I'm just waiting for some freaking stuff to expire. So in the meantime, I'm not going to tell you when because someone will they will literally set their calendar. That's happened to me before. The strike would expire, and then that morning, and then that evening, someone would basically report the show and get another report. So yeah, I need at least one day with the big channel back. But anyway, this for the time being is the main channel. There's also Dank Culture Collective and also Fumes of Gold. Of course, the main channel is Fumidor and the Flavors. If you've never heard of that before, please do subscribe. I wish I could show you some of the videos from that show or that channel, but so that it wouldn't get the trolls are. It's some. Oh, I just did you guys? Man, alive.
Yeah, you're roboting pretty bad.
I can't tell. Am I robot? Oh, goodness. All right, whatever.